I think it's somewhere around 13 degrees or a little more than that. And two interesting things showed up. Clockwise rotation, about 30 degrees tilt, about 13 degrees twist. You know what? That's the orbit of Halley's Comet.
Wow. Hey, real quick, Amnon, before we go any further, because you're really getting deep into the weeds here. Most of the original stories about Tiamat and how the planets aligned into their current orbits. I mean, this is millions and millions of years ago, and that was all documented in those Sumerian cuneiform tablets, right? As well as the planet Nibiru. That was all mentioned in all of those tablets that Zechariah was reading.
Yes, but there they don't really talk much about the orbit.
Right.
Why is that important? Again, that it's similar to the orbit of Halley's Comet. I think this is very interesting. Why? Because now the question is, where is the second point that it crosses? It crosses very close to the orbit of Uranus. The closest point, the point where, by my calculation, Nibiru rises and crosses the ecliptic is very, very close to the orbit of Uranus. Now, in the 4 billion years since he was there, it probably passed by about 1 million times. In 4.5 million, divide by 3,600 like this. Now that might explain why Uranus got knocked off axis and changed the plane of rotation. You haven't heard that before from anybody, did you?
No, and that's corroborated with modern astronomy. Is that
okay?
Yeah.
The question of what happened to Uranus? What happened to Pluto?
Right.
And I believe that it's Nibiru. One of the moons of Nibiru probably collided with Uranus in one of those million orbits and changed the dynamics, the mass distribution of Uranus, changed the major axis. In order, again, comes my dynamic stability of satellites. Knowledge like this, when you change the mass distribution and the major axis, suddenly the object flips and starts rotating differently. So I believe that my calculation about the orbit of Nibiru explains what happened to Uranus and what happened to Pluto.
And right now,